Hey guys, Roman Trusted here with Mission Forge, and I'm back. I know it's been a hot minute since I've posted anything on YouTube for a while, but the truth is, I got a little burned out, so I had to make a bunch of like the Bowie knives, and then I had to make a couple other little things, and I just took it out of me because this is a hobby. It's not actually a career of mine. It's something I just like to do to have fun with. And every now and then I'll do stuff for some people here and there. But what happens is when I do a lot of projects like that, and I usually have to take a bit of a break from it. So that way I just don't want to never do it again. So that's pretty much what I did. Is I just took a bit of a break because it's a passion of mine. I really do enjoy it, and now I'm kind of back into it. I want to get back in. And so right now we're going to do something hopefully a little fun, a little challenging. I don't mind challenges. I'm going to see if I can make a knife in 3 hours, start to finish. And it has to have a wooden handle. So, not a paracord wrapped handle, an actual wooden handle. So that's going to be fun. Right now, as you can hear, I got my forge going on. I got the piece of metal already in there. It's just a small piece of 5160 spring steel. It was a coil spring. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make some kind of knife. Hopefully, I can get it done in 3 hours. So I gotta give myself roughly an hour to forge everything out. And then I gotta get everything shaped pretty quickly, hardened. Now the tempering process is gonna take a little longer. That's not part of the 3 hour thing there, right? You gotta do it right. But everything else, and then I gotta get handle scales and everything else made up for it, pins and all that fun jazz. So my goal with this build is to do just a simple flat back, basic camp knife flat back, no drop point, nothing. Get it as flat as possible. I'm going to drill one hole, so we only have one pin holding it together. And then, if I can do 2 pins, I will. And then slap some scales on there real quick, grind it out. I'm going to shape the handle and all that stuff at the same time. I'm not going to remove the scale pretty much on this knife. I'll do a little bit, not a lot. I'm not going to be like getting it shiny. There's no polishing. I got 3 hours to get a functioning knife done. So right now, it's in the forge. Let me go ahead and reset the camera somewhere you can see a little bit more better. With that, guys, let's get into it. And 52 minutes exactly left on the clock. So now I'm gonna get this thing flattened, or to a flat bar. Alright, something I'm going to do to try to help me out as fast as possible is I'm only going to hammer on one side of that metal. Because normally what will happen is I'll hammer one side, flip it over, hammer the other. But to help reduce the amount of hammer marks I get on this thing, I'm going to hammer one side. So I literally need to flatten one side on the belt if I absolutely have to. Plus it just makes it easier for straight lines and all that fun jazz. So I'm going to try that. I'm not going to say I'm going to be successful at it, but I'm going to give it a shot. So if you look, I don't know how well you can see, but you can see the hammer marks on this side, but on this side, it's flat and even. There's no hammer marks, so that's kind of what I'm going for. 2 hours, 29 minutes. I just did a little bit of the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and start forging in the points and everything. So, actually, I need to see if I can get everything kind of flat real quick. Putting that right over the edge, I can get a good quick tip in there, just like that. So now I'm gonna round this just a little bit more, but then I'm gonna start putting the bevel in. Just a little bit more of a touch up, and then I'm pretty much done forging it out. I'm just going to grind the bevels and everything so I can at least get a nice looking line. So, one more quick touch up, and then for the most part, the forging aspect is done. To save myself a little bit of time, so I'll have to do it later. I'm going to start the thermal cycle processes now. I take the stress out of the metal as much as I can right now. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to thermal cycle this real fast. We got 2 hours, 16 minutes remaining. Okay, so I'm letting it finish up the third thermal cycle here. We got 2 hours and 9 minutes and 37 seconds remaining. I gotta let this get to black heat before I can do anything else, and we are not at black heat yet. So once this gets black heat, then I'll actually set it down, and I'll get my grinder set up. So then that way I'm going to straighten back here, even this out just a little bit more, not too much more. I actually kind of like how it's shaped already. Drill the holes real quick. Well, flatten it, then drill the holes. Then I'm going to harden it. Then after that, then I'll temper it. While I temper, I won't do anything. I won't get anything else ready. I'll stop. I gotta do 2 1-hour temper cycles on this thing. So that's not gonna be part of the 3 hours. So let me check this, see if it's ready yet. Alright, so I got 2 hours and 5 minutes remaining. Metal's still too hot to hold, but it's cool enough I can use the magnet to hold it and then quench it in the water so I can handle it. So let's get going. Now the only part that I actually care about being really flat as much as possible is where the handle's going to be. That's it. The blade I'm not even worried about. 1 hour, 45 minutes remaining. Got my holes punched through. All right, now I can start hardening this thing. Okay, get this out of the way. All right, here we go. In about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. One more file. Woohoo, that's hot on my hands. All right, so I paused it for at 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 18 seconds remaining. Another reason why I paused is because now I'm going to be tempering the knife. That's going to take about 2 hours to do. I'm going to do 2 1-hour cycles at about 400 degrees, 375, 400 degrees, and then once it's done tempering, I'll take it out, I'll let it get to room temperature, and then we'll continue on with the 3-hour build challenge. Okay, so only 1 hour and 12 minutes and 18 seconds left to go to get this, a handle, and an edge. So it's gonna be fun. I'm not concerned about getting it polished. I'm not concerned about any of that whatsoever. All right, so I haven't started the clock yet, so I'm getting ready to do it right now. So, right down how you can see it. Hour, 12 minutes, 18 seconds. Let's get into it. All right, we're down to 49 minutes left. I gotta hurry this up. I need to try to get all of the grinding and everything done like now. Then I still gotta cut handle material, pin it. Alright, so messed up on the bevel. Look at that. I just took way too much off. All right, 42 minutes. I gotta get a handle on this thing. So, put this out of the way for now. Put this over here. Put this over here. Cut this real quick, drill the holes. Once I drill the holes, I'm going to pin it right away, and then I'm just going to grind as much off as I can. So go on one side, just like that. Right, it's just like that. I'm gonna do the other one real quick. Now as for what type of wood I'm using, I don't know. It's poplar. No. Figured, what the heck. I've got 36 minutes to be done. 36 minutes. What do you need to track? 36 minutes. Side. So now the pins place, I get the epoxy, I can shovel it in there and clamp it down. Shut. Ugh, my fingers are all sticky. Alright.
Okay, I only have 21 minutes to go. So I'm gonna grab the whatchamacallit there, the knife, and I'm gonna get to work.
Alright, I'm gonna let that set for a few moments. Well, the only few moments it has left. Three minutes. Unfortunately, this is as far as I can go right now, so. Right there. I don't know how well you can see because the light is on it. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. But I have a completed knife. I'm going to let this tongue wheel sit for the entire thing until it beeps. Once it beeps, I'll go ahead and wipe off the handle and everything, and then I'll talk about this knife. Here we go, guys. Ready? 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Alright, there you have it. Can you make a knife, start to finish? 3 hours. And the answer is unequivocally yes. Now, in all fairness though, you're not going to make a great knife in 3 hours at all. You can make a knife in 3 hours. This knife, definitely, I can really improve upon the grind lines. You can see it looks like it's not terrible, but it's not bad. You can see a couple little marks thing on here because I'm in a rush to try to just put an edge on this thing. All that other fun stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and critique my work real quick, and then we'll give this a quick test run and see if I put a decent enough edge on there so at least we can cut paper. You know what I mean? So right now I'm just trying to buff out the tongue oil so it doesn't slip out of my hand. So now let me give you some critiques on this knife. So the first critique I definitely would say is the handle. If you look at this handle, there's no swell or anything like that. It's all pretty much one shape here. So it does make it comfortable enough to hold, but the only problem is because of that, there's no finger groove, nothing like that. Your hand can slip and then cut on this blade here. Not a good thing. I was going to initially try to grind in, was part of my plan was to grind in a bit of a groove there for the finger. Just totally forgot to do it. So didn't get that part done. The other thing that I can really kind of critique on is that the handle is actually quite thick, but because it is quite thick, it does feel good in the hand, so I'm not going to critique too much, but I could have done a little bit more shaping. You can see here, it is a little narrower here than it is up here. I probably could have brought this down in a little bit more so it'd be more comfortable to grip, but nonetheless, that's that. Another thing too is that it is actually very smooth, so it might feel good, and it's actually pretty easy index, but that's going to allow my hand to slide a little bit easier. Now, another critique I have is these grind lines are not good at all. It's just some of the crappiest. I haven't done anything in a while, and surprisingly, I did very well for not doing anything for like 2, 3, or almost like 2.5 months. So one side came out a little better than the other side. The other side I kind of went whoop, way too high. I know this light is not making it easy to see. Another problem is I have what looks like several grind lines on there. So you'll see like there's a grind line there, and there's another one down here. And if you look on this side here, you can probably see a couple on there when I do this. Like you'll see one that goes right here, and there's another one up here, and there's even another one, closer one down here. So I do have that. Actually, even here, you can look, you can even see some of these little marks here. While grinding it, shaping the handle. Normally I would shape the handle this portion before I even attach it to the blade. You can see I got it right here, so it's kind of, but it is what it is. And I only got to 220 grit on this, so now let me go ahead and actually talk about what's good about this knife. So one of the good things is that the if you actually look at the knife handle here, let me get a little better, see if it will be able to focus on there. There's actually no gaps between the scales, so it is actually and there's a little gap right there, but for the most part, all the way down, there is that even a gap, or is that just, yeah, that's a slight gap, okay, but for the most part, it's actually very flat, so I did that pretty well, considering that wasn't even a huge concern of mine. Another thing that I'll mention that it actually came out well was actually this wood. I wasn't expecting this wood to come out well at all. I'd never used it before. I didn't know how it was. But you know what though? It's not my favorite color, but it's got a nice feel to it. It's actually got nice little lines on there for the scales. So I mean, I can't complain too much. And also, one of the things I do like about it is its simplicity. Because it is so simple, I made it in 3 hours. You can go ahead and use it. Now, like I said, if I had to change one thing, that would be grind a finger groove in there, which most of my knives actually have. Put a finger groove in there so that way I can make sure my hand doesn't slip. So just a little 2x4 ant on there. So actually chipped a good chunk of that off. A little bit of an edge on there still. Let's see. It's actually not bad still. I took a little bit of the edge off here. There's no rolling. A little bit, not much. But you know what? Not bad. I'm not gonna say anything bad about this knife. Hold on. Oh, there you guys go. So I tested it, cut into some of the wood there. Was able to cut the paper. I even took the knife and went ahead and stabbed it into the wood there, and the tips seem to be okay. So now, that being said, guys, this was a fun little challenge for me. I actually enjoyed it, and I look forward to doing this again. I know, like I said, I had to take a bit of a break, and I really want to throw it out there to you guys as well, other smiths, knife makers, or something like that. As John Norwood had once told me that, and he even said this in his videos, you have to put some of your own projects in there as well, and take time to do that stuff, and I really recommend you do that. Because this is not a full-time profession for me or anything like that, I really was able just to kind of put it off to the side, let my mind calm down, go focus on a few other things, and then come back to it when I was ready. And I was ready within like a month and a half, but I can't really get too much into it right now, but I had to wait just a little bit longer than I would like, and then I was able to get back into it, no problem. So it was a lot of fun. It was a great challenge. I'll probably do another one here shortly. But with that, guys, hopefully you found this video entertaining, at the very least. If you have, go ahead and hit that like button. Also, if you got any comments or suggestions, leave them down below. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for more notifications. With that, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.